Welcome to another lecture, a sphere where we explore nuanced narratives from the world of media, history, and the human condition. I am Professor Alexei, and joining me today is the insightful Priyanka.
Hello everyone, it's wonderful to be here. Bringing my perspectives as we delve into the extraordinary journey of Bryant Gumbel in broadcast journalism.
Our focus will be on Mr. Bryant Gumbel's distinguished career. Let's begin by considering the crucial roles within his field, namely, broadcasters, sportscasters, and journalists. Essentially, a broadcaster, as we understand it, is a bearer of narratives to a wide audience. Likewise, a sportscaster specializes in sports, delivering excitement and energy. Meanwhile, a journalist sculpts facts into coherent stories, a skill almost akin to the weaving of a tapestry.
Yeah, and speaking of terms, a sportscaster like Gumbel is kind of a bridge, connecting viewers to the dynamic world of sports. And let's not forget the Emmy Award, which acknowledges, excellence in television, and the Today Show, a symbol of morning television in America.
Indeed. Now, moving forward, we must establish the true heft of broadcast journalism. In this context, consider the ripple effects of Gumbel's tenure on the Today Show. Such roles possess the power to shape public opinions and knowledge bases.
Right. And I guess sometimes people misunderstand how a shift from sports to more comprehensive news is possible. Gumbel showed it's not just possible but actually profoundly impactful.
Let's proceed to the next point. Gumbel's diverse academic background, particularly his education in Russian history, sparks interest as it deviates from the expected journalistic training. Furthermore, his association with Greg Gumbel, another sportscaster, illuminates the intersection of family and profession. And let us not overlook his role on September 11th, a defining moment that cemented his status as an authoritative news anchor.
So if I may suggest, Gumbel's early education in places like New Orleans and Chicago, really laid the groundwork for someone who transitioned from NBC Sports to Today, and then continued to make, impactful contributions through programs like HBO's Real Sports.
It's crucial to understand that Gumbel held the unique capacity to blend investigative journalism with the dynamism of sports broadcasting. As an admirer of his work, I find myself drawn to how he challenged conventional career trajectories, thereby providing us with probing questions on media's enduring influence. Now, let's transition to another aspect. How does one successfully transition from sports to serious journalism as Gumbel did? We see the intersection of flexibility, sheer ambition, and talent. It is worth noting how uncommon such transitions were, historically speaking.
And maybe it's just me, but can we say that journalism, typically requires, certain steps or areas of focus? Gumbel seemed to redefine those expectations.
Precisely. The rarity and impact of his career shift cannot be understated. Speaking of impacts, let's explore another question. Gumbel's controversial statements, particularly on racial diversity in sports. We must deliberate whether such provocations are necessary or if they cloud public discussion, all the while considering the inherent responsibilities media figures hold.
When weighing the broader implications, his willingness to challenge norms, it makes me wonder about the balance between being provocative and being constructive.
In simpler terms, Gumbel's approach to highlighting systemic disparities proves that a broadcaster's duties extend well beyond mere reportage. Finally, on to our next point. His involvement in televised events like live brain surgeries. This avant-garde approach illustrates the evolving scope of journalism, shining light on its educational potential.
Yeah, and I think such broadcasts undeniably influence how the public perceives journalism as being, an avenue for exploring new frontiers. In a way, they kind of pave new pathways for how viewers engage with complex topics.
Ultimately, this brings us to our conclusion. We have navigated the depths of Bryant Gumbel's illustrious career and its transformative effects in media. For future inquiries, those intrigued might explore how media ethics and sports journalism continue to evolve in today's landscape.
Thank you, Professor Alexei, for guiding this discussion. I've really appreciated our deep dive into these media phenomena.
My pleasure, Priyanka. To our listeners, I extend gratitude for joining us on this intellectual journey. May your curiosity guide you to further explorations within media studies.